Look, it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now, ain't it? It's a lot going on. I will honestly, I will do my best to not speak negatively of no one. I will not disrespect. I will not disrespect anyone in this particular. I will not look at this particular situation as a negative situation. I will openly be respectful when I say this. I will not allow the 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 ability that I'm given, that I ask for, that I pray to God for every day, and sit there and have someone give me this perspective that they want to tell me about myself. Okay? That's cool. You know? No judgment here whatsoever. However, let me be clear. Even me, before Silence is passing, before our little fallout, and admittedly, admittedly, I will go ahead and put myself out there. It is my fault that we had that falling out. It is my fault that we had that falling out with the rest of the members of Vacant World. That is also my fault. However, what I will not allow is for someone to dictate to me when I can and can't do anything, you know? And the as much as a professional as I am, I'm going to leave it as follow. No matter how many times we're, that we argue, that we fight, that's what it is. Okay? Silence created the term vacant world. Okay? I did not. I only created the concept around it. Okay? So when he and I had that discussion of possibly just, starting the whole project, it wasn't meant to be controversial. It wasn't meant to be a objective of fucking with everybody and just fucking up everybody's lives. That's not how we did this. We didn't do that because we wanted to disrespect people and fucking try to be one of those people that wanted to argue and fight for nothing. You know, I didn't ask for that. Okay? I didn't ask for that. I simply wanted to bring people in. I wanted to create something bigger, something extremely more manageable than just your standard run-of-the-mill random fuckers that you don't know each other and then just grow apart from one another. You know? And no matter how or how many times we do this, no matter how many times I talk about this, no matter how many times we speak about this personally or anything like that, you know, and I don't know. you know? And my thing with it is, if I choose to run my project the way my project needs to be ran or anything like that, that's how we got to talk about it, you know? And what led to our falling out is not because we couldn't agree with each other. It's not because we don't have a bond. You know, we all know each other through equal circumstances. We all came into each other's lives as see fit. And that's how it is. Now me personally, a guy like me does not necessarily go around trying to make friends. I don't like having friends necessarily. It's weird to me. And no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I try to explain myself, I don't try. You know, it's not, I don't know. It's at that degree where we still have other songs we didn't finish together. Well, they're finished, and personally, what's on No Vacancy currently is literally what is half of what we actually finished. Necessarily, I did a beat with everyone. You know what I'm saying? I did a beat with everyone. And it's not that I don't want to put them out. It's not that. It's not that I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe we'll come back. I did some thinking about it. I kind of want everybody to come back, but at the same time, I have things that I need to do as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a child to feed. You know what I'm saying? And regardless, like, this year, last year wasn't going so well. It last year just was a shitty year for me personally. Like, and it's not even because of COVID personally. Like, a whole bunch of personal bullshit just found its way into my life and just managed to just fall into my lap. And regardless how I tried to come up with a better solution, a much simpler solution, at the end of the day, I can admit that I was thinking about myself. Because if there's one thing that I have been very vocal about, it's like I said, I don't like having friends because it's difficult, it's hard, it's emotionally draining to have this identity with people, and then when they find out if you're really a good or a fucked up person in the back of it all, is it worth chasing after? And even with Silence is Passing, it's still to this day. It's been 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It's been 2 years. And regardless how I try to view it as, shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I tried to really downplay, to literally water down my emotions as much as I physically could, which is honestly, as I have noticed recently, is a defense mechanism because I'm trying to keep myself from getting hurt. And the more I try to fucking argue with myself, argue with the people that I'm close to, argue with the people affiliated with them, fight, aggression, all of this shit. And I realize at the end of it all, it's fucking pointless. You know? And it's not like I personally give a shit for real, for real. It's not that. It's not that I don't give a shit. It's not. It's not that at all. It's the fact that the time that I do give a fuck is when it hurts the most. Because when you try and you try to make yourself look like a good person to the next motherfucker, and the same motherfuckers that look at you like you are the worst thing since God invented sins, is it worth chasing after again? Knowing that I could possibly go through this again. And it's not like I have this perspective like, okay, you don't like me, fuck you too. Because again, I kept that same energy of fuck you too. I really, really did. And that got me nowhere. Really fucking did. And no matter how hard I tried to exempt myself from it, no matter how many times I tried to ignore it, no matter how many times I tried to accept it. I've tried many times to try and accept it. I've tried many times to ignore it. I've tried many times to just block it out, put it in the back of my head, and call it fucking quits. And no matter how often I fucking try that shit, it does not change. And I started to realize this before my birthday of last year, that I am not a good person. I suck. I'm a shitty person, both at behind the scenes, both after the scenes, and I still, yet for some odd reason, have some excuse to try and be better. And I try to get everyone else to be better. At least better than me. You know what I'm saying? Be better than me. And that perspective is what I try to force people to understand. And I'm not exaggerating when I say try to force that ideal, because no matter how bad my no matter how bad, if I try to like explain how bad I want these guys to come back, or you know it I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about it. You know, I have this mindset that maybe maybe I can get them back. So what I decide to deal with, you know, it I just tried harder, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, maybe we'll get it back together, maybe not. But however, excuse me, I cannot say that I will not try. So I'm going from this point, because Silence is responsible for creating the whole concept of Vacant World, and his idea was to create a production group in accordance to the unreleased music that Silence already has. I will be including and I will be including some music from Silence into the deluxe edition of No Vacancy. And that will be the end of it there. After that, I'm putting the whole thing on hiatus. I want to say the deluxe will probably be out around like a month after, or at least the end of April. But as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be this. The whole thing is just going to be put on hiatus. Simple as that. So, yeah.